roads, the clippers, teenagers living at home, or what you begrudge paying for? Because that's what I want to hear about this morning. If it's all right with you, 81333, start it with RH. I've had an email, actually, I think it's from Sean, saying with technology available today, you don't have to make paid-for calls. I think this is because we were talking about roaming charges with Alison and Paul earlier. He says, but people are too lazy to set up Skype and Fring on their phones and computers. More fool them, he says. Yes, I am bitter that I've set them up and no one else I know will. But there is a smiley face. Thank you, Sean. I'll have a chat with you. I'm on Skype. It's good, isn't it? I know, it is quite something. And you can get your webcam on and have a chat, and it's just good. So thank you for that, Lara.King at bbc.co.uk if you want to send me an email. Now, what do you begrudge paying for then? A study has revealed the top 10 things that us Brits begrudge paying for. Yeah, topping the list is petrol. I don't know about you, I filled up this morning, actually. Well, actually, I didn't. I'm still a bit of a student. When I go to the petrol station, I put a tenner's worth in, but I was in a heck of a rush. So I want to know what you begrudge paying for. I've been talking to a man about this from Groupola.com. Who've actually carried out the study. Andrew Barr spoke to me about it. He's their marketing director.
We have indeed, yeah. We've got a top 10 with everyone's biggest gripe on there.
Yeah, and petrol is at the top of your list. 71% of people, is it, say that they begrudge paying for it?
Yeah, that's true. I think it's one of those things that we all see it as a necessity. We all drive, or pretty much all of us drive, but it's a very expensive hobby. Yeah,
it is, isn't it? I think, every time that we get a budget and we sort of think, oh yeah, that'll be it. Petrol will go up again, and when you're filling your car up, I don't know about you, but I think, oh, you know what? I just don't want to be filling my car up and paying all this money. It's just too much.
That's exactly the case. I mean, we live out in the sticks here, and we're filling up our 4x4s every other week, and it's costed us a fortune.
4x4s. Yeah, you've got a gas guzzler then, hey?
Very much so. It's really scary. We've got a Land Rover. It drinks a lot of petrol, and I think I'd probably be at the top saying that I begrudge paying so much for petrol and diesel.
Ah, yeah. Well, you see, when you have cars like that, you're going to pay a lot, aren't you?
We are. We also do have a smart car, so we're doing or trying to do our bit for the environment.
You're balancing it out, having a Range Rover type thing and a smart car. That's sort of, it's almost like a family car then, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, it all equals out.
It equals out in the long run. I was asking some of my colleagues in the office what they begrudge paying for, and one of them said, well, everything really. And then another of my colleagues said the council tax. And I think that's true as well, isn't it? Because people think, well, hang on a minute, where's it going?
Very much so. I think people are seeing a dwindling level of service as well. So we hear a lot about bin collections going fortnightly, and people are thinking, well, actually, I'm paying my council tax. I expect my bins to be emptied every week, and it's really difficult to sort of see the value in that. In a case we forget about the lights getting switched on, the grit and sand when it's snowy. So there we go.
Yeah, we just need to sit down and think about it all a little bit. Why did you actually do this survey?
Well, we were looking at areas where people do group buying and the things that they're trying to get out and have a bit of fun with. And then at the other end of the spectrum, we thought, well, actually, what are people paying for that they really would begrudge paying for? Try and have a bit of a fun look at it. And as we say, the things that came out were really interesting. We didn't expect to see prescriptions so high up the list either.
Yeah, the 64% of people, didn't they, said they begrudge paying for prescriptions. And again, you see, it's because the price goes up, doesn't it? And you think, oh, it's a lot of money when in is it Scotland, I think, they don't pay, do they, for prescriptions? Or is it Wales? Somewhere they don't pay for prescriptions, but in England we certainly do.
Very much so. I think, again, we've seen a huge increase. I haven't been to the doctors for ages, went recently, and then the prescription charge is around sort of £7.60 or something now, which is a huge leap from when I last went. So what we try to do is have a bit of fun, see what people do and don't like, and see what the most controversial things are in there.
Yes, on this list as well as a TV licence, which people begrudge paying for by the looks of it. But, they get so much more when it comes to the TV licence and the BBC. I'm gonna stick up for the BBC all the way on this one.
I don't blame you either. I think you just have to look at the World Cup statistics. Was it 18 million viewers BBC pulled in? And so I think it's very difficult for people to sort of moan about that. But you kind of see BBC as a global brand now, and they're doing such good things to push forward technology, across the world. And I think we should sort of recognise that and sort of not begrudge paying a bit of money for our licence fees.
Yeah. Do you think that a lot of people that responded to your survey think that some of the things they have to pay for are necessities, so why should they pay for them?
Yeah, and I also think that people who use Groupola are very money savvy. They know where to try and find the best deals and the best offers. So maybe they are the kind of people who are always looking to trim costs and looking what the best prices are.
Yeah. What about you then? What do you begrudge paying? Is it the petrol then?
Well, I think it probably is, petrol and diesel. And I think, as the guy likes the odd drink, you always see the beer tax going up every few months. So I think those are the big ones for me. And then, I suppose some elements of council tax as well. I live in a really remote area. We don't have street lights, we're kind of always constantly dodging badges because you can't see anything on the road. So paying for all those extra things that we don't really get is always sometimes a bit annoying.
Yeah, it can be a bit annoying. And I know also on your list is income tax, and I actually don't mind paying that. I think it all goes back into the coffers and helps everybody. So I don't mind paying the old income tax, but people get really hot under the collar about it, don't they?
I think that people are starting to realise now, you see all these league tables in the paper, that we actually pay quite a lot in the UK in comparison to other countries. And then when you think we're also paying tax on things like, basics like clothes and the food that we eat, I think people just generally lump that all together and think, you know what, in the UK at the minute, we're paying quite a lot of tax.
So it's sort of paying tax on top of tax on top of tax almost.
Very much so. As I say, people are seeing all of the things like, increase in VAT and the fact income tax might go up a little bit. People don't really know. And all the sort of controversy about pay as you earn and national insurance contributions, it just hits the public, I think, as a bit of a blur. And we lump it all together and think, well, actually, income tax is copping the brunt of that. I really begrudge paying it.
Yeah, and then, of course, there's car tax, which is a lovely tax on top of that, isn't it, as well? So motorists will say, we're being taxed all the way, really.
Yeah, I think motorists do cop a lot of it, especially now the government or maybe the previous government were trying to encourage more toll roads and things like that. So we're paying our road tax and car tax, but then we're having to pay to use some of the roads as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's good to talk to you. We could moan all day, couldn't we, really?
Oh, I sound like a militant now. What's going on?
You do. Get that banner out. It's good to talk to you, Andrew. Thanks ever so much.
Thank you.
That's Andrew Barr, Marketing Manager for Groupola.com.